Shalulile. There's Tetwa getting some tackles in there, but still Mamelodi Sundowns looking to progress down that right-hand side. Mudau is such a super season in the last campaign, despite having several injuries along the way. Van Beek. Really do need to get rid of this ball. Stellenbosch, they'll probably come straight back at them.
That's unfortunately is the case, listen, which is what they're trying to do, to hold as much to the ball as possible, but risking the possibility of being high-pressed and being robbed of the ball in that defensive half.
Modiba looking for Serino, gets the better of the Kuda. Serino back up on his feet. Maema, left-footed shot, hit Shalulile. Helping out with the defensive work there was Sundowns' top striker, Van Beek.
Shot was maybe too fast for him to get out of the way.
Swane. Maema, here comes Sundowns again. Really are bossing it in this opening 10-minute spell and have a goal to prove. Yes, Mendieta now on the counter. Needs a bit of support though, he's all on his own. He'll keep running throughout the 90, Junior Mendieta. But for the moment, completely isolated up front.
And with Van Beek obviously chasing, helping out in defense.
Sundowns at the Amatak Stadium on Sunday for their MTN8 game against Supersport United. Shalulile, lovely ball for Serino, good tracking back for Van Rooyen. He owes the team a little bit after missing that clearing header that's led to the first goal, and he's beginning to earn some points.
Look at the number of players that quickly surrounds the player on the board of Sundowns. Because of this system and the formation, it allows them to have this number of players in that attacking third. So when they lose it immediately, they can surround the player in possession of the ball to take it away.
Jale, the one change from the second Kune game where he was rested and kept on the bench. Sundowns, of course, next month will not be playing in the African Champions League first round because they have a bye directly into the second round. Makes things a lot easier in terms of fixture congestion. Got Supersport United in successive matches after this. They play them in the MTN8, as we mentioned, on Sunday, and then again next weekend in the DSTV Premiership as a Friday night game. Tetwa, onside, Bassadin! That's a good shot. Ronwen Williams with the save. Bassadin with a bit of space and time, and Mudau, for all of his work up front, was perhaps a bit of ball watching here. William, look at that, he did not spot him at all.
In trying to close the most dangerous area, Mudau drops, tucks in a little bit narrow. And but good ball to play it into a less pressured side of the field by Stellenbosch.
Gaga takes the kick, Williams makes the save. New signing from Barocca as well, missed a couple of games already, Gaga, because of family commitments. Now the long range shot from Andres. I'll tell you what, this 19-year-old, 3 matches, he is a man born for the big stage. You can see it. He was great against Orlando Pirates in his debut, and he's certainly got an eye here too for the big stage.
The vision, the football intelligence that he has when he's on the ball is that you need to be very intelligent to be able to pick that ball in that fashion. Already know that the goalkeeper is off his line and deliver in the way that he did. Yes, it was way off the bar, but you must know that there is a football brain in there.
He's come to the right place to learn from the master of those long-range ones,
Listen, it's still going to take some time before anybody catches up to Shompo's ability. But it's nice now and then to know that there are those that are aspiring to do so.
No advantage here as Tetra makes the tackles. Charlie gets the free kick. Charlie, of course, started his career at Amatux under Steve Barker. Steve Barker still regards him amongst the best players he's ever coached. That was back in 2009. You remember they got to the Nedbank Cup final against Morocco Swallows in those days. Charlie was suspended for the final.
Played at the Rand Stadium. Lost 1-0.
Lost 1-0 with a goal scored by a Brazilian who's no one will ever remember his name. I think that's all he ever did in Swallows colours. Vinicius, do you remember him? Vinicius.
In fact, I was trying to work my mind as quick as I can to see if I can get to that name. Yes, you're 100% right.
It's a header from a corner.
Yeah, it was a set piece. True. What a run they had. Knocking us out some of the big guns of South African football along the way as a first division side.
Well, Steve Barker earning his stripes here in Pretoria with Amatux, took them up to the top flight eventually in 2012. It's Swenyo in the side for the first time this season. Now Shalolile looking for Zwane. Andries with the clearance. Van Wyk with possession. He'll get the free kick challenge from Aubrey Modiba. Modiba now the first choice on the left-hand side of defence for Sundowns. Lyle Lekay is in the waiting room, as it were. And on the right-hand side, Mudau very much the first choice, so Morena must wait for his opportunity, both on the bench for today's game.
And give any other team to have those players in that starting bed just about every game.
Well, Lyle Lekay, you can even say, is number one on the left-hand side for Bafana in place of Terence Mashego of Cape Town City. Between the two of them, really. So, and he's not in the Sundowns lineup here. Maybe Modiba will get a chance with the national team. Both of them, of course, adept as well with set pieces, adds a little bit to their armory.
And both of them started up their careers as wide attacking players for one team in Pretoria. Okay, was with SuperSport, though he had wandered in the first division before he finally got signed by SuperSport.
Van Wyk wide now, Bassadin cuts inside, still Bassadin. That first touch is a little heavy. But nice try there from the new signing, Swallows FC last season. He's also had a couple of good games, featured prominently at the weekend in the draw with Cape Town City.
Brilliant as he cuts into the inside, but that last touch was what really didn't help. But he's another, he started as a full back for Stellenbosch when they played with four at the back. But today, because of the challenge that they have in trying to sort out the problems in that middle of the park, he's being played as a wing back on the left hand side today, with Lithuania forming up with the three at the back. I'm talking Andries and De Goede.
Van Rooyen takes the throw in. An early goal, a real blow to Stellenbosch. They would have hoped to hold out as long as they possibly can and catch Sundowns, as they caught them fairly decisively in May when these two teams last met. It was the heaviest defeat that Sundowns had suffered since losing the MTN8 final against Bidvest Wits at the Bombera Stadium in Nelspruit back in 2016. 2015, I think you'll remember, William, you might have been there that night at Atteridgeville when Bloemfontein Celtic beat Sundowns 5-0. It's not often that they are handed a heavy hiding.
No. That's why you can remember every one of those, because they're not too many.
Exactly. Defeat for Sundowns is away in the Ivory Coast in the African Club competition. I think Clemens Westhoff was the coach then. Matthew Booth might have been in that team. They lost by 6 goals against ASEC Abidjan.
at the time when I would say maybe the South African teams weren't quite adapted to African football. But those status have since changed in recent years. Now, it is the other teams that are more worried about playing against South Africans, Sundowns in particular.
I'm not sure I buy that theory, but I must remind you that it took only 2 years for South Africa to deliver a big African title. Here is Zwane, wide of goal. Orlando Pirates won in '93, 1 year after returning. So maybe it was a bit of a slump, I'll give you that. It was a slump.
I'm glad that you quickly withdrew because I was ready with some ammunition to hit back.
Flags up here. This is going to go in favour. In the meantime, we're watching Zwane just scuff that wide.
For the many years that we've seen him in that Mamelodi Sundowns shirt, if there's one thing that has let him down is his finishing. I mean, he gets himself into those positions frequently and in a great position to get a goal, but somehow, for some reasons, that's one thing that he doesn't quite get right. But I won't be surprised if one season decides to hit 50.
Here's Serino. Clearance will be made by Jaden Adams. Now Van Wyk. Rare attack here. Mendieta. Ball in looking for Van Rooyen. Easily done in the end by Sundowns.
Eyes on the ball by Andile Jali. Calming the situation down with that back play to the goalkeeper. And there's no high pressure. I mean, if you look at the Stellenbosch attacking players, there's very few of them. So they can't keep up with the ball movement.
Well, look at the passes completed. It's almost, I think it's more than double. I haven't got that level of mathematics to confirm. But
it's almost there. 154.
But that's no surprise, really. Even Rolani Mokoena said that in the pre-match interview that Stellenbosch, in his opinion, were not a side who hung onto the ball too much. Free kick in favour of Stellenbosch, in favour of Mchetwa.
The man that anchors the midfield and screen the defensive three. And if we look at the other players around him, Mkaka and Jaden, they're more like the 2-8s of the Stellenbosch team. They're expected to drop back and pick up, but every now and then, if given the opportunity, depending on the channel, one of them can join in the attack. But they've been pinned back at the moment. We've seen nothing of Jaden pushing up.
Mendieta looking for Bassadin, taken away here by Mokoena. Mokoena and Mantobe Mniti, by the way, 99 games today in charge of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Next to Lakay, there's a young man, and there's a player that you might not be able to know who he is. He's from the development, and he's a striker, stocky.
Could you give us his name? Take us out of...
The name is coming. Yes. Now this moment for me, now that I've gathered my... Cassius Mailula.
There we go, thank you, sir. You kept the nation in suspense for several minutes.
It's good. They say good things come to those who wait.
Serino needing a little bit of treatment. There's the bench. Marcelo Allende is the new man from Chile, and there's Cassius Mailula, number 33. Dennis Onyango back to full fitness now. There's the signal. Serino needs to go off. Oh, this is not good news for Mamelodi Sundowns. Who would be the obvious replacement for him, William? A surprise Olani perhaps on the left?
Unfortunately, he's not playing as a left. is more a 10 because he's supposed to be the closest to Shalulile, but he drifts obviously. But now the options are just far and wide. I mean, it's the hardest thing to be able to predict who's more likely to play, because if you talk about the attacking players at Sundowns, like
well, Serino, look at the reaction there. He knows this might be something serious. He's had his injury problems in the past. And now the change has to be made. What is the decision here?
Now they're discussing it, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a big decision that between the two.
Steve Compera is not party to the tactical decision here. That's interesting to see.
As we have a saying in Zulu or in Siswati, Boningi Buya Bona Bobend, means when there's many decision makers, it spoils the party in a way. So Steve has decided, let you guys, let's make it easy for you guys to make the decision. I hope I'll increase your Zulu vocab as we go along.
Thank you for your efforts. This is a foul on Zwane. Tetra preferring his apologies. Who's going to be coming on? Chapelo Morena, is it? Now that's going to mean a switch, because Morena, very right-sided player. Well, how are they going to figure this, William?
He can play as a top striker, as an attacking player. They used him 2 seasons back. They used him in that position every now and then. He would score goals for them in the process. But I think there's going to be a reshuffle as the positions are concerned. But we wait. That's why, for me, Mbule would have been the more relevant, or Ralan if that matter. But look at what happened.
Vala, Lebusa and Onyango on the bench. They're giving some encouragement to Morena. So for the moment, down to 10 men, Mamelodi Sundowns. Gaston Serino, much concern about him. Litsuenyo, gallant effort, but it will be a corner. Long ball through here. There's the little touch, so he's got to chase it. He's aware that Basadin's had a touch and then a slip there from Litsuenyo. So the corner conceded. So Morena on for Serino, 26 minutes gone. Another player who goes on to what always seems to be a fairly extensive injury list at Mamelodi Sundowns. Stevens barking the instructions. Mamelodi Sundowns have got every single player except for Ronald Williams in that penalty box. Now some of them rush out, and then there's going to be another corner. That's a strange routine, William. Half the side goes one way and the other half goes the other way.
Just to draw the attention of most of the defenders to see if they can free some to attack that near spot, because the opposition is not too sure where the ball is going.
A bit more conventional this time. Another clearing header from Andries and another corner. Young man's winning the ball in the air. A bit more air on this one. The header is well wide. First contribution from Morena. So he's going to go, it would seem, on the top left where Serino was playing. Don't see any shift at the moment in formation.
But look at Wishalile is. It means the two of them basically are going to be playing just about the same position. In that position, in the beginning stages of a dead ball, is because they're trying to avoid the goalkeeper playing to the fullback. So they mend those just to make sure that the ball is hit front, where it's a 50-50.
This is Onyango. Jali. Lovely ball. First touch from Morena. But the big frame of De Goede looking to clear. Adams bangs it forward. Finds Van Wyk. Ntetwa in support. He's got Ngaga. Out to Van Wyk again. This could be a decent attack. They're looking for Mendieta. Away by Zwane. Still Zwane. Morena. A bit of pressure on Norman Williams. Rashid Rook. Van Rooyen almost finding Mendieta, cut out by Onyango. Tetwa, Gaga. Now Andries. Disappointed with that ball. Shalulile. So there it is, 30 minutes on the clock now, and Mamelodi Sundowns still with that 1-goal lead, looking to make it 2 with Themba Zwane. That's a delicate little ball played in by Aubrey Modiba, looking for maybe Morena's pace. Now, let's find out a bit more about Gaston Serena. Lwazi is down pitch side and has an update for us.
Thank you very much, Mark. It is indeed a hamstring tear that has brought an end to Gaston Sereno's afternoon here at Loftus, and it's a tear that happened about 2 or 3 minutes before he eventually did go down. And when it did happen, he immediately had his hands on his head, and in the immediate minute when it did happen, it seemed as if he was only really just disappointed that he couldn't latch onto a ball that was passed to him. But of course, now we do know that it is a hamstring injury, and just based on how distraught he was crying indeed as he was being stretched off. It does seem like it is going to be one that's going to cost him some playing time for a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, those are difficult ones, William. Hamstring injuries, a proper hamstring tear, depending on the grade. Well, that is that's tough.
Very, very tough indeed. I mean, the reaction basically told the whole story about how distraught he was for the injury, knowingly that it might be some time. I mean, this, like I was saying, this was the new approach of Mamelodi Sundowns, play him alongside the top striker, Shalulile, in this case.
Drilled in here. That's good defending from Rashid Rook. Excellent stuff. Suddenly Stellenbosch looking dangerous. And we're certainly stung by conceding that early goal, but now looking to get back into this game. 90 seconds it took for Neo Maema to find the back of the net and put Mamelodi Sundowns in the lead. This is him with possession now. Out wide to Morena, cuts it back inside. Morena has switched with Shalulile, so he's come onto the right and Shalulile has gone onto the left.
Fantastic movement of the ball. I mean, the options that Zwane had in being able to either, was Maema, to either put it through to the left where Shalulile was ready and waiting, but decided, opted to just ping the leg to the right. And Morena had an opportunity to actually go for glory from there, but he opted to cut it back.
clearance from Mendieta at the near post. Back with Jali. A little bit of pressure on him from Adams, or from Gaga rather. This is Morena turning. Mokoena. Oh, he strikes the top of the crossbar and over it goes from a standing position. He's got such power in his shots. Lovely effort.
Presence of mind once again. You were that much close, and also to just decide on which technique to use, because he could have decided to maybe blast it, which would have maybe bounced off the defenders, but just locked it over to see if he can catch the goalkeeper off his line.
Mendieta. Now Van Beek, he's got a good turn of pace. One of the players who's come through the development, just a little too strong there for Mendieta.
Which is the challenge, I think, for Van Beek, because he's not used to playing against where the situation is a little bit clustered with defenders. Not the biggest striker that can hold his own against the pressure of the defenders. He always pings a link to the wide, like to the shoulder of the central two. That's where he finds joy, and that's what has really made him an effective attacking player. But in this case, unfortunately, he's been dropped a little bit more central where the pressure is highest.
Now, Shalolile looking to use his pace. That's good work from Letsuenyo. That'll be a little boost of confidence for him. Well, Basadine thought he had a foul there. Instead, it's a throw into Mamelodi Sundowns.
I think more than the foul, he thought it was his ball, because it was the block from the Sundowns player that I thought happened.
Mokoena into the middle. Shalolile looking to lay it into the path of Zwane. This is Charlie now. Shalolile, Zwane. Mayema, by the way, William, last season scored 3 goals in the league, all against teams with an S. Supersport, Sekhukhune and Swallows. He started this season against Stellenbosch.
Well, he's the teams with such an S. Great observation, Cleveson. Did well, Stephen. Once again, I think maybe Steve should do a lot better in that half-time chart to tell the players not to overdo the build-up play, because that's when Sundowns are strong. They know the moments to be able to apply the high press. They call it, they set the trap deliberately.
Oh, there is Zungu. We just missed him there on their pan, and these are all the Gronka Kana's in there. These are all the players who can't get into the match day 11. There's the new Ethiopian signing, Nasir, on the right-hand side. He is out with injury at the moment. David Notwane in the front, who coaches with the development. Former under-23 coach of South Africa as well.
Carl Tabanu,
that's
the one that is also sitting with the players, the doctor.
There's Tiani Mabunda on the left, along with Dr. Motsepe and Henning Berg, Fleming Berg rather, the new technical director. Comes with a big reputation from Scandinavia. Van Beek, Mendieta, the Huda. They get a corner. Heading towards half-time, Stellenbosch with a second corner of the game, looking to see if they can take advantage at a set piece. Buzz it in. Flick on. How close was that? Appeals from Mamelodi, from Stellenbosch. Referee not interested.
What are the appeals about? Was there possible handball?
Now Van Beek. Shot is blocked. Trying the effort with the left foot. Jaden Adams in picture. Now what happened here? Let's have a look from the corner. Flick on header. Was there a handball at the near post? Basadin delivers it. Hits the post, then it hits Zwane on his hand. There's one hand, and it might have struck him on the elbow coming off the crossbar. Not sure that would be a penalty, that close. And without the hand in an outstretched position.
Yeah, that's, I think, the 1 point that can be made in defense of Zwane. Very, very close indeed.
Well, Stellenbosch, some of the players are certainly furious that nothing was given. The others happy to play on. Mixed reaction. Morena back to goal. Big fat clearance from Andres. Joshua Andres deep into the stands. He was part of that Stellenbosch GDC winning team. They were in the UK recently as they're part of their prize. Shalalile on the turn. And again, Stellenbosch's failure to clear their lines means they are giving Sundowns more than one bite of the cherry in those situations.
That is just one way to look at it, Jason, that maybe they're not able to clear that ball effectively, but the pressure speaks volumes of why they falter.
Adams with a clearing header. In from Morena, Shalalile, bread and butter. Shalalile with another goal. He's got one last game against Sekhukhune, and he's back scoring again.
Excellent. I mean, the space afforded to him was the tightest, and yet he freed himself from the defender. And with Stevens trying to come out, obviously trying to close down the angle. It's a set piece once again that Stellenbosch are unable to defend against. Maybe, I mean, situations like this, you got to try and mix mark. I mean, if you're going to try and mark space, I mean, the could have been closest to Shalule as he turned, but he wasn't. He only reacts once Shalule has made the first touch.
Well, this man does not know how not to score. Twice against Kaizer Chiefs here in that 4-0 drubbing. Against Sekhukhune in the last game. He's got 4 now this season.
Goes on top of the scoring chart.
Oh, no doubt about that.
So
where he started, well, where he completed the end of last season. Also means he's now moved up the goal-scoring charts for Mamelodi Sundowns in PSL history, above Katlego Mpela. He's got 55 for his club now. Was that a penalty? Well, it's onto the arm, that's for sure. It's one that I'm sure we might have on the under the microscope with Mr. Spotted. Mr. Fix-It.
That's a new one.
Vince Mittendorp is here tonight. He's been watching a lot of football lately.
He makes sure that he's very visible.
This is a good ball in, off to Rook, and away for a corner. They certainly swing good set pieces in Stellenbosch.
2 of the goals have come from set pieces, and the one player that has been on the end of it is Ndieta.
Basadin. The Khuda giving chase, but Shalulile. Oh, that could be a yellow. No card given. There's not a massive crowd here tonight at Loftus, but certainly a wonderful atmosphere, and they've been singing throughout. Miami, of course, gave them the cue after 90 seconds with the opening goal. Remember, lots of football to come at 7:30 tonight across the PSL. We've got Orlando Pirates against Marumo Gallants live from Orlando Stadium, but other matches on the DSTV app will be streamed. Chipper United against Galaxy, Richards Bay against Supersport United, and Royal AM against Maritzburg. Fadlu Davids in the house as well.
Big clearing header by Onyango. Ronan was tempted to come out, but opted to stay, which I think was a wise move, because if you're big Onyango going for the ball, be careful, he might take you out as well. Much better from Stellenbosch. I guess I'm not sure if now maybe the high press of Mamelodi Sundowns has dropped a bit, because suddenly they have a bit of time on the ball to hold it defensively, which is all that they needed to maybe get themselves into the game. That they didn't have in the beginning stages. They were forced to hook the ball forward very quickly, and unnecessarily so, or aimless at that, which was just a case of handing over ball position to Sundowns.
Jetwa, the Khuda. Now Van Rooyen down that right. What can he set up? Only 90 seconds remain in the half. Gaga, long ball over the top here in search of Van Rooyen. Good second ball collection. This might be a chance here for Van Beek. It just gets away from him. So Adams will set it up. Mudau dispossessed against Basadin, who continues his efforts to try and get a square ball in there. Mokoena clears, Jali, Mudau, easily done in the end. Now Zwane, little nick there from Ntetwa. Gaga loses out, Shalulile. Oh, that's lovely. Zwane gets the crowd on their feet. Ball in for Morena, for Zwane, for Shalulile, for Mokoena. The move is not over yet. Finally, a little touch from Letsuenyo. What a way to end the half.
Weight of the pass from Shalulile to Mokoena wasn't the best. It was a little bit hard. Otherwise, good movement, nice one-touch moves, and which always a difficult situation for any defending team.
Jelly Chavani says that's it for the first half. Mamelodi Sundowns in firm command. The champions leading Stellenbosch by 2-0 at half-time. Your thoughts on the first 45 minutes, please, William Shongwe.
Started excellently well. Mamelodi Sundowns in applying the pressure right from the beginning. It took very long for Stellenbosch to gain control of the game. Much better in the second half, or should I say in the later stages of the first half, but that's when Shalulile punched the hole again. And maybe, like I said, for me, too much build-up play from Stellenbosch, putting themselves into trouble unnecessarily because of the high press of Mamelodi Sundowns.
Well, you saw the two left backs in discussion there, Lila Kay with encouragement for Aubrey Modiba. That's nice to see, backing the man who's taken his place in the starting lineup. Mayema took 90 seconds. Peter Shalulile finished off an excellent opportunity. Mamelodi Sundowns lead.
Upgrade to the awesome new Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Available at participating retailers. Awesome's what we're doing.
Yabona umuntu ofana nami who likes top-notch things. I know where to get nice things at a nice price. That's why ngivele ngithi shwi eMcDonald. Ngithi kota deluxe wabanjani. Hey, madoda, imnandi lento nazo.
Get the Quarter Deluxe regular meal for only $49.90. A deal for the smart spender. Nazo.
I don't know about you, but I know what I want. I want to be entertained. I want to be thrilled. All of the jets. I want excitement. I want options. Variety. I want it today, tonight, tomorrow. I want it all. That's why Hollywood Bets.
Every 18 needs a master tactician.
It's game time.
You also need someone who can attack the box, as well as a king of assists. And every 18 needs a finisher.
Ish, Make. Stage 10.
This is the 18. You need your 18 to finish the large cram decker and a free 1.5-liter drink for only $199.90. Dewey's Pizza. Try something amazing.
Light up the game. Light up your passion. The 2022 cricket season. Light it up on SuperSport.
Switch and Save.
SMS SAVE to 31570 or call 08600 60,000 to switch and save today.
Yo, welcome back to my life. What are you doing? Awesome's what I'm doing. See, where I'm from, we don't just move. We really move. No one does summer like we do.
Awesome's what we're doing!
We don't just live. Sita la waya waya kapaya.
What are you doing? Awesome's what I'm doing.
Upgrade to the awesome new Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. Available at participating retailers. Awesome's what we're doing.
Well, dusk is settled on the nation's capital, but Mamelodi Sundowns certainly lighting things up here at Loftus Versfeld. Second half about to get underway. Mayema and Shalolile, the first half scorers. Stellenbosch looking to make a change here at the start of the second half. On comes Jabbar, the young Nigerian who had such a fabulous last season. Soli Letswenyo goes off, so I presume they are going to go back to a four at the back, William, and Jabbar into the middle alongside Tetwa and Gaga. Allow Adams to push up a little bit.
Pasadian drops back into the left full back position. Yes, looks like the coach decided, well, whatever we tried to do didn't work. Let's go back to what maybe works at the moment for us, is to go with 4-4-2, or in fact 4-3-3, because they hardly ventured into the attack. I mean, the two attacking players were...
There's Modiba now on the edge of the area with Shalolile, picking out Mokoena. Stolen away by Mendieta. Mudau's done well to keep that in play. Now, can he get the cross in? Mendieta with a foul. He's given away a needless foul there, really. Mudau just looks at Mendieta and suggests, what are you moaning at the linesman about?
Now, depending on what Steve Kopela did in training in preparation for this game, when it comes to set pieces, he's the man that best helps the team to set up this type of structures. Rema seems to be looking to sneak behind the action.
Played short and a chance there for Brian Unyango, but Van Rooyen looking to get rid of it. Mendieta now on the counter with Adams in support. Even the Khud has gone all the way up, but it's well done by Mokoena to take possession away. Good turn from Zwane. Here's Shalolile being tracked there by Ntetwa. Ntetwa's kept the ball in play. Play on, says the referee. Now, can he pick out one of the front men? Looking for Mendieta, who comes sneaking in, but Mudau gets the better of him. Defensive work from Kulisa Mudau. Jali, that's given away. Now might be a chance for Stellenbosch. Mendieta, shot was blocked. Good work from De Ruyck, Van Beek, blocked by Jali. They're all putting their bodies on the line here, Mamelodi Sundowns players. Mokoena and Ronwen Williams. Sundowns looking to move to 10 points from 5 matches. They got 10 points from their first 4 last season. They haven't started as brightly as they did in the last campaign. Not that that's any concern at this stage of the season. Still odds-on favourites to win the title yet again. Too long from Henrietta.
Remember how other coaches works it out. 2 points per game. They're aiming for that 60-point mark. That wins you the league. And in the past, though, it has changed a bit in late, but as long as you're counting like that, you're on track, basically.
Crowd have enjoyed themselves in a good turnout tonight, with resonance around this venue too. Dino van Rooyen in possession. Shalulile with a high press, he loves